There we go. My back wind. Fuck! I can't figure out how to shut my back windshield wiper off. What the? Maybe I got it? Yes. Figured it out. So, right now it's currently 5 p.m. I am headed to the gym to go hit a back workout. And I was honestly contemplating even going to the gym today because I've just been so exhausted. And I honestly think it's because of the weather. It was just like rainy and gloomy all day. My body just felt so sore and I just felt like absolute shit. I actually just cleared out like an hour ago, so you guys can see a little sun coming in and absolutely blowing out this shot right here. I am not the biggest fan of training back because it's always been a little bit of a weak point for me, and usually I will deadlift on my pull days. So that's kind of like the main event for that day. That's what really gets me hyped up and what I'm excited for. But I have not been pulling any deadlifts recently just because of so much traveling and stuff, and you're just not going to progress in strength. So it really becomes pointless unless you are in one location really locked in for powerlifting. But I am planning on throwing deadlifts back into the mix in about 2 weeks from now, and I will just be doing it once a week. My body at this point can't handle more than squatting once a week and deadlifts once a week. And only a few years ago, like 2 years ago, I think I was doing bench twice a week, deadlifts twice a week, and squats twice a week, which is absolutely like unfathomable for me right now. Because when you're a bit smaller and weaker, your body can handle doing those movements that frequently. And I was literally going like RP 10, like maxing out every day. And now when you're lifting a lot heavier weights, your body just cannot handle that much volume and just that much overload. So you really need to start focusing more on recovery as you progress in your training. That's why getting on a workout program that is actually made for your level of training, so like beginner, intermediate, or advanced, is so important. Because a beginner could be like, oh, I want to jump on an advanced program, like I'm so motivated, I want to go like right to the top. And that's not really how it works. It's not going to be the most beneficial for you because you're going to be able to handle heavier lifts and a lot more volume when you're smaller, because it's not so taxing because you're not squatting 550 pounds or whatnot. But anyway, as for my back workout, I have really started slowing down the movements a lot, and that's something I really want to focus on when I'm training my chest and back, because your chest and back are a lot more intricate muscles and have a lot more going on, specifically your back. And it really takes a lot more mind-muscle connection than a bicep or tricep or even a lateral raise, because there's just so much going on there. And back has always been a bit of a lagging point for me. It's something I really want to bring up. So it's nice that I don't deadlift on some of my pull days, so I can go in and focus on some heavy movements. Now, I still love swinging around some heavy rows. There's definitely a time and place for that. And you want to do those heavy sets that are fast paced and you're just moving a lot of weight. Of course, you're still contracting and squeezing as hard as you can. It's not just complete bullshit. But I don't think every single set in the gym should be done with like a 3-second eccentric and ridiculously lightweight. But that's what I'm going to be focusing more so on today, is going a lot slower, because last week's back day, I really slowed down the movements, and it honestly felt like the first 5 reps were completely pointless because it was just so light. But I just went super slow, squeezed as hard as I could, because I knew by the time I got to the end of that set, in that 8 to 12 rep range, which is where you want to be failing anyway, it was going to be a crazy burn. And I've never felt such a deep tissue burn in my life, and that's because the time under tension is like 5 to 10 seconds longer than if you were to go a little bit heavier. So I'm going to really focus on that with training my back, still do some heavy sets as well, but I'm going to just be taking you guys along for the whole workout. So I'll talk you guys through it, show you everything that I will be doing today. So yeah. And then we're going to throw in some rear delts, biceps at the end of the workout as usual, just a classic pull day. So that is the plan. I'll see you guys when we get there. So I literally lost a piece of my mic that connects to my camera, so I have to record all of the audio on my phone here, and then I'll have to match it up to the audio format when I'm editing the video, which is gonna be an absolute shit show, and hopefully I don't run out of iPhone storage. I just hit a little dumbbell warm up, did some curls, got some blood flow in the shoulders, rotator cuffs back, and we are gonna do lat pull downs for the first movement. So for my first set here, I'm gonna go extremely heavy, maybe swing a little bit, and then we will go a bit lighter for the following sets. 200. Six. 8. Oh. Now that 200 for 12 is actually pretty clean, so I'm gonna up it a bit more to 220 pounds. Always strapping up for the back movements. All right. Okay, 2 heavy sets are complete. Now I'm gonna drop it. Fucking A. Keep hitting my head on this fucker. I'm gonna drop it, do 2 more sets, a lot lighter, actually contract my back better. And I usually like to grab a bit closer, like right before it slopes down on my heavy sets, because I feel more of a stretch at the top and I'm a bit stronger. So for these lighter ones, I'm gonna grab a little bit wider, and that's gonna give me a better contraction at the bottom of the rep. So usually when you're training back, you want to alternate between vertical and horizontal movements. So vertical movements are like lat pull downs, pull-ups, which are primarily for width, and rowing horizontal movements are for back thickness. But if you have a weak point you specifically want to bring up, I would hammer that at the start of your workout. So I'm going on to another pull down movement. It's going to be a single arm pull down. Now I don't necessarily need to bring up just my lats, kind of my whole back in general, but I have a good pump going in my lats right now, and I feel like doing another pulling movement, so that's what we're gonna do. Now you want to make sure you're starting with your weaker side first when you're doing any single arm movement. So for me, that is my left side, so I'm always going to be starting with my left side first. So I just dropped the weight by a 25. I'm going to do 2 plates for a set of 12, so going a little bit higher volume now. So the one thing I really like about this row machine is that it actually gets easier as you pull the weight, which is what you really want in a machine, because you're gonna be strongest at the bottom portion and weakest as you go further through the movement. So it's almost like somebody's helping assist you at the end without someone actually being there. So I'm gonna do about 3 sets, pretty heavy on this thing. One more. I'm tempted to do a drop set here, but that's not going to be the most beneficial because I still have some heavy sets that are coming up. So save your drop sets towards end of your workout so you don't fatigue yourself before some heavy lifts coming up. Next movement is going to be a single arm dumbbell row. We got the 120s out, which is pretty heavy for me, so let's make this shit move. Fuck me, ego. So I did 1 set of single arm dumbbell rows, and then I remembered I don't really like doing them at all, so I came over to this single arm row. I feel the best contraction for my back on this movement, so I'm gonna do some higher volume sets of 12 to 15 here. You're good. You can go wherever. I'll trim you out, don't worry. No, I won't. I lied. We're gonna finish off the last back movement before I go into rear delts and biceps with some pullovers using this rope extension here. So I'm gonna go super slow, controlled, high volume. Also, I might do some single arm ones on the cable, which is literally a crazy burn for your lats. So I might do 2 sets on the rope and then just 2 sets single arm on the cable. That's a good fucking weight. Every time I use a rope, it feels fucking crooked. I swear the right side's longer. Now I'm gonna do 2 sets of the single arm ones. And I like to go reach across my body just a little bit. I feel the stretch a lot better. Fuck yeah. The first bicep movement is going to be an incline curl, which I've been liking a lot lately. Now, some people like to get really far back and lay into it. I personally don't. I literally feel too much tension on where my bicep attaches, and it literally feels like I'm gonna tear it. So I like to stay a bit more upright, but still get a little bit of lean so I can really focus on that stretch position. But we have some 40s here, so let's get into the first set. Yep. Fuck, that gets heavy quick. Come on. Come on. Slow. Oh, fuck. If any of you guys are OGs, you will remember this spot right here, because this is where Dev and I got our first ever arm blaster shots that went viral across Instagram, TikTok, and all of that. But everyone always asks me if they should buy an arm blaster because they see Dev and I always using them. And I've personally never owned one. Most good gyms have them, so you can try it out there. But I'm really not the biggest fan of the movement. I don't think it's that great. It really just makes you look fucking sick. You find some nasty downlighting and you'll get some cool shots with it. So that's what we're about to do today. And in honor of being back at this spot, we're gonna get a nasty arm blaster shot. So let's go. So the gym's about to close in 5 minutes. I'm just gonna do this rear delt fly machine, bang out 4 sets of 12, and that's gonna finish off today's full day. So let me get to it before the gym closes. All right, little drop set and we're done. Come on, let's burn it out. Come on. We're done. So I was gonna try to get a posing shot outside under the street light, but the lights ended up being off. So we have the car pulled up over here. And also it's so fucking cold outside. The second I stepped outside, I completely lost my pump. So let's see if we can get a little something. Oh! I always cramp so bad hitting back poses. I've literally held back double bis so hard, I've like fallen to the ground, almost fully passed out. So fucked. All right, pump is disintegrated to fucking nothingness. So let me return this thing to you. Dude, I literally just got shit all over the parking lot. Thank you, man.
No problem.
Actually, this video wouldn't have been possible without that, so appreciate it, bro.
Gotcha.
All right. That was a fucking beautiful dap.
Dude, that was a good dap.
I look skinny, so
You don't look skinny.
keep it like fucking mix up, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But I just wrapped up that pull day, tried to get some posing footage outside. It's absolutely freezing out, so I'm about to go drive home right now, eat some food. But let me know if you guys like the longer mic'd up sessions, and make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Peace out.